happening, y'all? Mohit, say hi to my people.
Hey.
I'm coming at you fresh-faced. Hi, what's up? Welcome to our channel. Please consider subscribing. My name is Nessy, and this is the Lee World. So, hey, that was a mouthful. We are here at City Stadium. Let me tell you what's happening. So, Alvin's competition was supposed to be tomorrow at around, like, during the day. But who is the president? Jaden said what he said, and he meant what he said. So we had to rush. We had to do things like, by the way, if Mohit wasn't here, I don't know how we'd made it. So they just told people whoever can come to the competition should just come. And we are whoever. So we are here. So let me just show you how it looks. People. So, as you can see, our guys there stretching, getting ready. It's getting super cold. But yeah, we made it. This stretch is always the funniest.
Open class, Mr. Kamkunji's strongest man, Kamkunji. 2021, 2021. It's not another.
What is happening, y'all? As you can see, we have a champion in the house. My shout out, my shout out.
Drink my cup.
Hey, people now on. There'll be no peace in this house. There'll be no peace.
What?
Hey.
What?
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
I have a very big role to play, so this trophy is half mine, half his.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to take this opportunity to, first of all, babe. First of all, give all the glory to the Father Most High. And secondly, I would also want to take this opportunity to thank my dear. The guy said, my girlfriend. Sorry, my wife at home. I'm sorry. Did you see that at football? My dear wife here. She has been with me in all competitions.
They should have a trophy for supportive wives. I'm just saying. Anyone else organizing these competitions? Just saying.
Yes, guys. Well, it was a nice event, and
yeah, it was really.
Yeah, finals
minute,
are in
but nice.
August. Finals are in August, so this is just the beginning.
Yeah. So anyway, welcome back. My shout out to you for always coming back, for following the stories. If you haven't caught up, there are 2 other episodes that you need to watch.
Yes.
You can pause, go watch them, and then come back.
Yeah.
Yes. So, with that said, today. Oh yeah, you need to subscribe.
Always subscribe.
You need
Thank
to
you so much
subscribe.
for the support too.
Don't just watch, be part of the family.
Yes.
I mean,
If you're new, this is
Nessy.
your lady Nessy, and this is your boy Alvin Lee Anyumba.
the
And
newest
welcome.
champion in town. Woo woo.
My shout out.
My shout out.
She makes shots like that. My shout
My
out.
shout out. It's a movement.
I
tell you.
know, man.
So
Today.
today, we are continuing my story. Last week,
Episode number a deck 3.
Yes, last week we had Alvin's story.
Yes.
The week before you had mine. So again, if you've not watched those 2,
Yeah.
you should head back there, watch them, then come back.
Yeah. Those are stories from 0 till around 10 years old.
Yeah, 10 years. So me, I stopped when...
Landed in Nairobi
Yes.
from Kisumu.
But just before we go far, let me correct myself. So my cousin called me the other day, rather WhatsApped me and told me, that was not a pigsty, that was actually a goat house. And I'm like,
So
wow, what a difference. What a difference.
It's okay.
But anyway, yeah, it was a goat house, not a pigsty. The reason why I said pigsty is because my auntie has a lot of pigs. Like, for as long as I've known her, she's always had pigs. So I think that...
Was in my head.
Yeah. So, yeah, we finished that story. Dad got into parliament. We had to move. But before we moved...
Hold on. When people in parliament, I think also I'm going to get into parliament. Then people can just shift in life, maze.
We started shifting before, don't get it twisted. Before we moved before you even got to parliament, now after Dad came back from that missionary thing in the US, of course he was given some, some money. And of course the dollar then had value and money had value, generally. So we moved to another estate over there. I told you guys where our neighbor was like, And then we moved to our own compound, Nini. That was so much fun. Yeah. Oh my god, that's where I met my first crush. Okay, my other crush. We know Brunil, but there was another crush called Alan. Oh my god, Alan.
Another crush, maybe a player.
No, I was growing into woman. At that time, I'm like 9 years old. After my birthday at the beach. So met Alan. I think we dated a bit, but
you guys actually dated?
I didn't know we were dating. Like we were just hold hands.
Let me tell you what dating is.
Everyone knew we were like a thing. Chamama Chambaba was
Alan,
always
if you're watching this, confirm. Dating.
I don't remember his
what
last
age
name.
were you?
I was like 8, 9.
So you guys at 8, 9, you said actually we are boyfriend and
we
girlfriend.
did. I'm saying now that I look back, it was like dating. At that time, I didn't know. So every day, like after playing, when I'm going home, he'd kiss me.
I've never seen you doing this to me. Then she's describing, she's excited, was it?
I was a kid.
Let me just move my hand.
Babe, don't get jealous.
No, I'm okay.
Don't get jealous. So anyway, Alan was a cool guy. And then he ended up going to the US to his family. Yeah, that's the last time I saw him. To date, I don't know his last name. Man,
your first heartbreak,
My shout out. So, yeah, we lived there for a bit. Now at least we're going to St. Andrews, with purpose. You know, at least we were on a bus now. You know, before you used to either walk or take a boda. Me and my brother are sitting on the boda. So he's sitting here since he's younger, and now me I hold him like this with my bag on the back.
Yeah.
Then we're just on the boda like this. You know, the Kisumu bodas have like a handle up under the chair of the rider. So you just hold. You fika school, the teacher gets you off. Good old days. So we said Pandang Lada in St. Andrews, you know. Yeah. We also had like rich people. By the way, St. Andrews not that bad. It had Nini. And then now after Dad got to Parliament is now when we moved to Milimani. For those who don't know, yes, Milimani is the Karen of Kisumu. Eish. And that was before Dad moved to Parliament to become an MP. And then, of course, now campaigns were real. Campaigns were real. Our house was full like this 24/7.
How was that campaign experience?
It was so insane. Like there's this big lorry. You know how these things
I know those lorries, yeah.
And then the song was Kunadawa. Hey, we had Kunadawa. We had Kunadawa. That was my dad's theme song or something. Hallelujah. That was exactly it. So every day you're doing rounds around Kisumu. Of course, now as we were kids, so we're just home with my pregnant mother at the time. Oh,
Jeremy was baking.
Yeah. That happened. He won elections on 20th April. Jeremy was born on 19th April. Jeremy was born on 20th. He won elections on 21st.
Oh, the day after.
Yeah, or before, something like that.
That was too good news, my friend. Man,
just winning everywhere. So that's why Jeremy has my dad's middle name, by the way.
Yeah.
Ken. So we won, nini. After the baby was kidogo older, like a couple of months, who are we? We need to move to Nairobi. Because Parliament is in Nairobi. Yeah. So sisi ndio hao, we park nini. I aingia an aeroplane for the first time in my life.
At what age?
Yo.
At what age?
10. Now I was.
Hey! You are lucky. Yeah, I didn't like the aeroplane. And
no, actually I found out when I was a few months old, but I just couldn't remember.
By the way.
So this was an experience. It was an experience. It was like 45 minutes of the whole journey, you know. So it was just me, my brother. Of course my dad was in. By the way, my dad has this thing where he travels business or first class. Then the rest of us, those
backbenchers. I like him.
No, he says you have to work hard. This one is earned. This one I'm not paying for you. Pay for yourself. Though there's a time he paid for me in first class, and I was like,
hey.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Nessy loves good things.
I will never apologize for loving good things. Ever. Ever. I love them. They make me feel nice. Yeah, so we traveled to Nairobi from Kisumu. It was an interesting experience. Felt turbulence for the first time. Anyway, we make it to Nairobi. Who do we meet? The first people we meet, our cousins. Which ones?
Cousins.
The ones for the pigsty. The goat style. The ones for the goat house.
Yes.
So they were the only cousins who we had here.
In Nairobi.
Yeah, because a lot had changed from the goat house to now us coming to Nairobi. So even them, they had moved. Where now they were the ones showing us life now. I remember there's a time they took us to Splash. If you remember Splash, shout out. Because Splash was the place. This side's for Carnival. I know you don't know.
I know where Carnival is.
You don't know Splash. That's the point.
I don't know Splash. I didn't grow up.
Splash, Village Market, you know, back when they were weekend, went there. Culture shock. I've never seen that much water. Like I knew a swimming pool for swimming from this corner to this corner, but Splash had slides and water,
everything.
And there was cotton candy and hot dogs, and like it was such a fiasco. I think there was an event or something. It was so beautiful. I remember the way there we potted, I don't know how many times, but We made it. And we had so much fun. So my shout out to my cousins. Actually, the other day he reminded me Zamu taught me how to swim. So my shout out.
Really?
My shout out to Calvin. My shout out.
Okay.
Yes. So
come for a certificate.
They want my certificate. So we came. I started school. So most people don't know that I went to Makini for one day. Let me tell you what happened. So if you got Nairobi second term, it was like around second term because I remember my birthday was coming up. So I was about 9, turning 10. So we moved to our new house. We jipanga. My mom is there with a newborn looking for schools. Sijui daddy settling in parliament, blah blah blah.
It's busy.
It's busy. So we get Makini. There were referrals, so we just decided Makini for me and my brother. We went there for one day. I was just like, no, this is not the good culture shock. I've seen culture shocks, but this one was not the good one because one, the toilets. Like me, let me tell you, me have a thing for toilets. Like, if the toilet is bad, if it even has a whiff of, even just a whiff, we have a problem. We have a problem. And that's like Kitambo, so it's not something I just cooked up.
It's okay.
You know what you say.
My friend,
let me tell you, wait, this is my story.
No, it's okay, it's a story. I'm not saying anything.
So, the toilet was just nasty, and then, babe, stop making me look
people pandat base over.
No! This one, even at the pigsty, our latrines were clean.
No, you are using Kimbo.
Exactly, it was clean.
How? And it's splashing back.
No, you sit properly. There's a science to it. You don't just sit. You have to, angles. There are angles. Anyway, you wouldn't understand.
No, it's okay.
So, the toilets are not good, and then guys were very vulgar. Like, we used this school van, and everyone was just cussing all over the place and being rude to, like, drivers. Like, these are kids in our class.
I know those guys.
So I was just like, this is unacceptable. So I told my mom and I was just like, yeah, I'm not going back. And she agreed. She was like, yeah, if you feel this is not a good environment, yeah, you don't have to. So she bought all those books and uniforms and stuff for one day. Yeah, so now you know.
But you never used them?
I wore them that one day to school.
The books, I'm saying the books.
No, the books, of course, I could reuse when I moved to Elsevier, but before that, the uniforms were just null and void.
So you are in Elsevier from primary?
Listen, let me tell you. So, the only things I could use were the socks, the shoes, and maybe the sweater. I don't know, I can't remember. Yeah, I think it was a sweater. Are Makini sweaters ready?
Man, I don't know.
Okay, anyway, there are things I could reuse, obviously. So my mom got me to LCDR and my brother to St. Mary's. So apparently those were the bougie schools then. Did I know? No. It wasn't Brayburn and the like, so me, I was just like, these are normal, you know. But it was ranking high up in 844. So after that, after we moved to LCVR, now you know, I started LCVR in class 4, second term. Let me tell you,
Minor.
day 1, minute 1, second 1, we have exams. Did I know that? This was culture shock to me. Remember, in Jalaram we don't have exams. We have what do they call them? Like mind tests where you just talk. Like it was just a nice life. There were no hard exams or anything. Then you come to 844 where you have algebra number 1, find x. First of all, I'm like, what is x? Tell me what it is so I can find it, you know? Find put the arrow.
Say here.
So. Here it is. No, it was just insane. So how was I number boto? Exam number 1.
Last.
Number last. Shamelessly. So everyone just thinks I'm this new girl who's a bolo. Luckily, we still had art. So art has always been my thing. So I was just like, that was the first exam. The person who was number second last was now my friend, obviously. So they, you know how in school, okay, you might not know, but in schools in Kenya, they arrange you like number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like that, like that, like that. They create like a train. So number last will sit at the corner over there.
Man, that is so bad. That is so bad. That is bad.
It is what it is.
Wow.
So all the choppies would like be on this left top corner. Then all the
right.
I mean, right. It depends. Some classes it would be left.
Okay.
And then all the bolos would be huku. Yeah. So I mean, I was a backbencher this once, but I was like, listen, it's just that I didn't know what was going on. You wait, okay? So, fun fact. This one I have to say. Calvin, this one I have to say. So, the person who was sitting across me, so she wasn't like number last, but she was among asthma lasties, you know, asthma lasties, who are underdogs and making it now in life. All those index ones thought they could. So anyway, so there was this girl called Liz. Liz was sitting right here next to me, and I remember I was Sonia. I was just like, so I just asked her for her notes, or was it a pencil or something? Wait, see, I was given a look. I was just like, and then she was like, I think she was just having a bad day, honestly. But me, I didn't know. So she gave me some heart. I was just like, what? Me, I'm coming from Jalaram where everyone is blessed and happy and just loving. No one even has a bad day. Because there's no stress for 844. Yeah, Elizabeth was like, I think she refused to give me or something. I was just like, hey. But guess what? That's the girl marrying my cousin now.
The cousin?
My cousin Calvin, yeah. The one who I was with, those heads. From the picture. By the way, Calvin is one of like my closest cousins. Like this intertwined.
Yeah.
So when he told me his name, I was like, there's no way. That girl refused to give me a pencil in class 4 and I will
Where, my friend?
I will never forget it. I was so bitter. I don't know why I was so bitter.
Pencil.
So, imagine.
Kalam.
Imagine. And maybe she was just having a bad day, but no. I was like, there's no
Never
way you're dating
Nessy.
this
She'll
girl.
never forget.
There's no
Where?
There's no way you're dating this girl. She's so mean and rude. And it was just that one encounter, imagine. But then she's such a nice person. Like, even after meeting her now, you're just like, so what was happening on that day? Kusema tu kweli, what were you going through? You know?
You can't show. They're just overthinking
I was
everything.
overthinking. But anyway, she's a really, oh my god, I couldn't ask for anyone else to be with Calvin because she's so amazing. She's so pure, ukundani. Like she's just.
But also, it's a small world.
It's such a small world. Who would have thought? So you people, be nice. You never know who. You never know which family you'll marry into. Like, I could just decide I'm going to make this girl's life hell, you know, if I was evil, but I'm not. I'm not evil. She's really, like, honestly, she's too nice. You can't even, man, you can't even be mean to her. She just minds her business, living her best life. She's so sweet, and she can cook. Damn, she can cook. But anyway, I digress. Now I had figured class 4. The next exam, I was top 10, just letting you know. Just needed to settle in.
My shout out.
But the culture shock was real because now I have exams like 3 times in a term. Like things were intense. Sheesh. So went through class 4, class 5, class 6, class 7, class 8. The whole thing. I was always on the blue side of life because we were the coolest. And that's where I met most of my friends. I'm still friends with them to date. And yeah, that was primary. Primary. Primary was fun. There's a time, by then no one knows this, not even my mom. One of the bodyguards that, when you're in parliament, you're given a bodyguard and a driver. Well, back then.
I'm just breathing. I can't breathe.
Not this bodyguard, another one.
No, I'm just
breathing. So you're given those people, bodyguard. And then, of course, one would come and pick us from school and all that stuff. So they pick me, then they pick my brother. And then there's a time one tried to touch me, and my mom had told me, listen, if a nigga tries you like that, let me know. Because you guys don't know my mom. My mom is gangster. Let me know. Let me know. And then she does that bounce. You know that bounce for emphasis. Let me
But
know.
that's very good for your mother, because I've seen children don't speak out.
Yeah, I am children.
And
Yeah,
children.
So this is what happened. Like I was like, I was like, hey, there's a time he picked me from school, so it was just us, and I sat at the front. Of course, my dress was just normal. It wasn't at a short here. Whatever, it didn't matter what size of dress I was wearing.
Yeah.
But he started putting his hand on me. I'm like, aye.
And then primary.
It's off. Yeah. I think I was in class 6 or 7. And then he starts asking me questions like, have you started growing hair down there? I'm like, what the
Hey.
What?
Babe, okay.
I was like, that was the one. Babe, don't get mad. This is the first time he's hearing
No, it's not the first time. You told me this.
I told you this one?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we've talked a lot. So listen.
Uh-huh.
Hey, I don't even know how my mom will react when she sees this. Mom, listen, I handled it.
There's nothing you're saying.
So
You're supposed to report.
stop interrupting. So what happened? That was day 1. I was like, okay, this nigga is trying me, eh? I went to school with a nail cutter. You know the nail cutter usually has that knife option.
Knife, yeah. But a knife option.
Yeah. See, they have those things where you can... The opener, the what?
Call it option.
Yeah, the knife option. So I went, he's picking me. Set.
Hey.
I went into the car. This time I didn't sit in front. I was like, let me see how committed he is to his nonsense. I sat at the back, and then he stretched out his hand. He was so committed. He stretched out his hand. He's still trying again. I bet you didn't see that coming, huh? I was so jazzed. He never did that again. Yeah.
What did he do? Did he just
See,
say, ouch,
his
ouch?
hand.
Then what did he do?
See, of course he pulled back. Hey, I don't remember what you said. Me, I was just happy. I did what I did. So anyway, I went home, and then now I told my mom I'm uncomfortable around him. I didn't tell her all the details because Nika would have been murdered. So I did that, and then actually I think what brought this back is the whole rape culture going on right now, and how people think it's the girl's fault. You saw how Shafiweru and the guys were all talking about it, and I was just like, I was so triggered I couldn't even speak.
Man.
I was like,
I don't know.
You know, you're laughing, but the anger is like insane, because this guy had no right doing this, like at all. You're being paid, you're supposed to be protecting me, but now you're the one who is molesting me. Me, I'm a different breed of girl, you know? There are other girls who wouldn't even know what to do. You're just paralyzed, maybe you don't even know it's wrong, maybe you don't even...
Was scared.
Yeah, and you don't have like a mom like me who can go and tell, so you're just...
But
you know,
what's the... As in, I don't know, man.
Men are sick.
Men, what?
Some men
what's
are
the
sick,
problem?
not all, some men are sick. I think... I honestly don't know. And these are people who have daughters, people who have nieces and nephews, and they're still being this nonsense. It was... Anyway, yeah, that was a dark part of this.
I think corporal punishment should be brought back, eh?
For those men, yes.
Hey.
In fact, the tire burning, dick chopping kind of punishment. I said what I said.
Me, anyway,
So
don't
anyway,
make it very
it's already so dark, man.
Maze,
Let's have a sozo moment. Let's just
moment.
breathe in. Okay. So, good thing nothing happened. I protected myself. So if you're a girl out there and you feel someone is doing something, listen, self-defense yourself. If you have to kill him, kill him. Yeah, I said what I said. Defend yourself. Like, babe, let me tell you, these guys need to stop thinking at you, oh, it's a girl, she's fragile, she won't do anything. Let me tell you, anything can be a weapon. Use it. Use it. And use it effectively. Make sure they live with pain. Because after that, now he was coming with like a band-aid or whatever. But my mom said, now this other guy is the one who will be dropping me. Who was really cool. He was fun. Moses was really cool. So yeah, that's how we got rid of that guy. What else? Yeah, man, that was heavy. That was
heavy, man. You know, talking
we
about
can't even
it.
Move. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That was a close call. So anyway,
these things get me pissed. I can't even talk. I don't even know where to start.
I know, man. So
Thanks.
let's have a Suzo.
Fine.
Breathe in, babe. Breathe.
I'm already breathing. My nose is big enough.
Okay, so that was primary. I sat for KCPE, which by the way, no one can convince me otherwise, is one of the most useless exams I've ever done. To date, I don't know how it helped me in my life. Because guess what? I just crossed the road into high school. Because LCBR had primary and high school.
High school, yeah.
I just crossed. Whether you had 100 or 450 or 500,
shoot.
Now you're part of the family. You can stay for as long as you want, you know. It's as long as you can afford school fees. Let's do what we gotta do, yeah. So I moved with a whole lot of other girls. We just crossed the road and moved to high school.
High school.
That was lit. Best time of my life was high school. Yeah. Like, we remember that to date. Like, I remember the first day seeing all my friends. Hiya, even you, hiya, hey. But we've not even talked about that holiday for after primary. Pause. Let's go back kidogo. After primary, now we had these church camps. We had church camps. Church camps was like VBS of some sort where your church goes to like Nakuru or Mombasa. This time I went to Mombasa, Ukunda. At that time, obviously, I had crushes. I had so many crushes, by the way.
Your hormones were calculating.
That time, how old was I? 14? Yeah, around there. 14. I had crushes. Like, like everyone. Now is when you start noticing boys. Start noticing. Ah, wow, this is what you're working with, eh? Okay, okay. So, we got to Kunda, we experienced the whole thing. I'm really for that church camp. Like, if you can bring back church camps, yeah. But make it safe. You know, some church camps go overboard. It's not very churchy anymore. So anyway, that also helps with cementing my walk with God and all that stuff. Because we'd be trained. So in the morning, you'd wake up, do like a jog, which I hated. And then after that, you come. There are teams, different teams. Whichever team is making breakfast, whichever team is making the rooms and beds and all that stuff, whichever team is preparing the sermons and all that stuff. And then after breakfast, we have like a dance session and all that stuff. And then we have the real origin of my shout-outs. Yes, so our youth pastor would come, and there was this box where you put your what do you call them? Like a love story, like a pickup line or something. So you see a girl you notice, and then you write you're as beautiful as the stars in heaven or something like that. So we do that after breakfast, just when you're settling in before Bible study. So you get the box and open it. This is a shout out to Nessy. You are amazing, blah 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 blah. And then we play. It was so fun. So before the Nini starts, he comes with the basket and says, my shout out, hey, we are dead. So now you know the origin of my shout out. My shout out. Yes, so he'd shout you out and give an award of, who was the best camper yesterday, why, blah, 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 stuff like that. And we had themes. So there was a time it was a military theme. So we didn't have names. They'd call us with the letters of your name in military. Yeah. So Alpha. Like Alvin will be Alpha, Leo, Victor, Indigo, Nina, something like that. So you need to say present before he finishes your name. It was so much fun. Oh my god. So after my shoutouts, we had Bible study, which now you're taught about the Bible. So we had that theme of whatever we'll be talking about. and then you have your quiet time. So everyone goes and finds a place and you sit alone and think. That thing is common to both of us. Think about your life, think about what the word was about, and grow yourself. Like, have some self-reflection, you know. That was really important in my life because that's something that I've carried on to date. And then after that, we'd have games or board games, or we do a hike, or we walk around Mombasa or something like that, and then come back for lunch, and then do the cleaning after lunch, and then sit for another session. But this one was not Bible teaching for Jesus went to the disciples, blah, blah, blah. No. This was like a therapy session where you guys are told, girls and boys are separated, and then, excuse me.
Bless you.
Maybe I don't have corona.
I was just doing this, there's some house fly.
There's nothing you're saying. So, we'd go as girls and boys, and you'd be mentored and therapized. So, they'd ask questions like, how do you feel about your parents doing this? What are the things you appreciate most about your parents? Blah, blah, blah. By the time you're going home, let me tell you, you love your parents. Because you listen to everyone else has told me, like, wait.
You're good.
My parents are good.
Yeah.
My parents are good. Yeah. Or like emotional things. Like it would be a serious healing session. Yeah. If you want, you could talk to one of the counselors. So you just find them at their own time and tell them what you're going through. They find a way to help you. Let me tell you, that thing was holistic. Like it was holistic. Aki, if Maxi could just revamp this thing, I'd be number one. I think you should have one for adults. Double let us know if we should plan one of these camps
we
for
actually
adults.
Planned with Nessy a while ago.
Yeah, because this would be so holistic.
Then COVID happened. Life, then
yeah, we just give up. But honestly, on a very serious note, please let me know if this is something that sounds like it would help you.
Yeah.
Because there's no, it doesn't have to be when you're 14. It can happen even now.
Even now, actually,
so just
especially now.
Andika hapo. If we get a good quorum, we can organize something.
Yeah.
Once the president decides that we are good to go, we go. So camp really helped me become me. I found me there. I realized what I liked, what I didn't like. It actually forces you to have an individual mind. That is what I really appreciate about it. So after therapy session, blah blah blah, we'd have more games, and then dinner, and then on the last day, like the second last day before you come, there's this thing called date night. So they actually taught you dating. Like the importance of dating, what you need to do, what you need to look out for. They didn't tell you specifically, look for a tall man, look for a God-fearing man. No, they allowed you to experience dating and made it look and feel okay. And that's something that our parents wouldn't do. Our parents wouldn't be like, no, you go on a date. No, where? Which African parents? So that really helped, because now the guys had work. The whole week, you have to prepare. Spot a girl, ingiza her box, ask her out for date night. Of course, there's some people who asked day one, and then there's some people who asked just a few hours before date night. So that was good. It gave the guys confidence, because the guys were told every day, get the confidence to ask this girl out. If you're rejected, you're rejected. You know, that kind of talk that makes a man, you know. The girls, you're told how to reject nicely, you know, that kind of thing. If you have someone, be open about it. Let me tell you, camp was the reason for my years.
Actually very important. Because the men we have nowadays are so entitled, and they don't know how to handle rejection.
Exactly.
Me, I used to fear rejection.
That's why we are here.
Me, I never used to even bother. But anyway,
so if you could have more camps doing this, having Bible study, having therapy, teaching you individuality, responsibilities, self-awareness, and how to approach someone of the opposite sex, let me tell you, the world would be such an amazing place. And then after, now on date night, let me tell you, hey, You dress like never before. This is your Oscars. This is your Grammys. This is the time for you to channel your inner Beyonce. You kill it. In fact, I should look for those.
So when you go for those camps, you pack this one out.
This one, you have to have an outfit for date
What if you
night.
didn't have a memo?
You just come as you are. Lack of preparation. But they give you an itinerary of everything.
So you know.
So even that night, our parents knew.
Okay.
See, that they were hiding. No. Our parents knew it was in a lit place, so no one was doing nothing nasty. So yeah, you'd go dress up. Hey, the men used to chafua. What? Maka, the guy who you said no to during the week, you're like, Maze. Let me think my life. Because they used to kill it.
Yeah.
What? For once, they smell nice. That whole week. They're just like, so they were just saving this touch. For that one day, it was so nice. I remember all my dates from then, all. Then I got one who could dance. He was called Jean-Marie.
Hey.
He was a Rwandese.
Hey.
Anyway, so he was really nice. But there are many other people I dated on date nights because this camp used to come every year, at the end of every year. So yeah, that was camp for you. Really nice, very holistic. I would highly recommend. But they don't do it like that no more. Like people tried it.
The right person.
Yeah, people tried it with. Okay, I don't know how ropes goes, but I think maybe it's more. It should have been more or less the same thing, but it was not as late because as we had fun. Let me tell you, it was so much fun. The way back home is the funnest, but the saddest. It's so sad. Like, how is that week over? Because it's just 7 days and gone just like that. You come back fitter because you've been running literally every day, every morning, and playing. Yeah, like you play outside. There are no phones, by the way. And that time we already had Facebook and stuff. So no phones, no nothing. If your parent wants to call you, they have to call you through one of the counselors. And then they give you the phone. It has to be scheduled.
You know, since you have the passion for this, you can.
By the way, guys, if you're seriously serious, we need the opportunity.
Not only for adults, even for kids.
Let me know. Would you let your babies come to one of the camps? Because like we are, if you're seriously serious, you'll make it happen. So it was really fun. When you come back, you're fitter. You're spiritually more woke. You're healthier. You're happier. Because like the whole therapy and the spending time with friends, like genuinely spending time,
is there. Because there's no distraction.
Yeah, no phones, no nothing. You can't be alone. You're only alone when you're thinking, which is necessary for every human being. So, wow, camp. Hey, by then I didn't know how much camp had
needed to just take a new back.
What? That was actually the seed that grew into the beautiful woman that I am today. Come on. Because
Nessy always has quiet times.
Every single day. Just sit and think. You've read the Bible, okay, what is the Bible saying? What does it mean? How does it apply to your life? Who can benefit from this?
Meditate on the word of the Lord. Exactly. That's how you do it. You read it, then after that, you calm down.
Marinate yourself.
Tell God, speak to you. Listen. So you don't expect someone to hear a voice. It's your inner voice. Because nowadays that is how the Holy Spirit talks to us. Doesn't speak to us the way he used to do Kitambo. Just your inner good side. Let me say.
It just sounds like you thinking
and having a conversation with yourself.
But it's a very biblical thought, so obviously it's not you. Anyway, it's that one will by the way you'll have to chambua that one. But God speaks. If you give him that time every morning where you're like, okay God, this is your time where you're supposed to be speaking. Let me listen.
Very, very important because
and it's hard.
It's practice.
The first few days or whatever, it is hard. You're like, so now just sit here. It's true because that's day one. Day two, now you start getting into it and thinking, by the way, that guy, where did he go? You start bringing it closer and closer and closer until now you can actually hear God. You're like, that word actually means this. Because now you start getting revelations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You start applying it and you're seeing, hey, yeah, that was actually God telling me to do this and I did it and it worked like this.
Exactly.
You know, that kind of thing. But it will take time and a lot of discipline. You have to bring yourself under submission of your own position. Of your own mind. And just sit and think.
I would like to add on that, because in most cases, all what we do is make noise to God. Hey God, I want this, why didn't you do this? How can you allow this to happen? But then we don't take, you're talking, I'm talking to Nessy, how do you do this? But then I do not give a chance
to explain
to tell me the new direction. So that's what happens between us and God. You have to learn how to communicate with the communicate is speak and listen.
Speak.
It takes practice. That is what we call intimate relationship with God.
It's gonna be
the sweetest
journey, but it's worth it. It's so worth it. Anyway, so come back home. Our parents are seeing us there. We've lost a couple of unnecessary weight, you know. We are looking bright, healthy.
Waist
are snatched. People are looking lean and clean. Then you go to school and you forget everything. But if like that whole quiet time, it sticks with you. Somehow you just find yourself sometimes just sitting and thinking, and then you try to read your Bible, because the next boot camp, the next church camp, there'll be a whole other quiz, or they will pick best camper, so next camp you can come for free, you know, that kind of thing. They gave you some incentive to keep doing what you're supposed to do. Gosh, I miss camp. So, came back. That was after class 8. Now you're going to Form 1. Form 1 was okay. Had fun. Met my best friend. We grew. I relaxed my hair. I was looking so nice. I was becoming a woman.
I need to put these pictures, I
was becoming a woman. That's all I'd say. And then now that's when I started acting.
Yes.
Because now we had drama club. We had... let me tell you, LCVR, my shout out, serious my shout out, because it was very well rounded. They need to pay me for this. It's really, like, I don't know if it still is, but when we were there, it was very nice. Everyone was taken care of. It's serious with school, but then you also have these extracurricular activities like sports. We had a pool, a tennis court. Oh, let me tell you about the tennis court. There's this coach. If you've been to Elsevier, you know Coach Joe.
Coach Joe is watching.
Coach Joe confused the hell out of me since class 4. What? Since class 4, I was just confused by this nigga. I was like, what? He was a mwalalo like this. He had some tukali hair. He was well built, and he used to play tennis. He had a really nice bum. It was just, I was just like, look at this guy. Clearly, I have a type.
Nope.
So anyway, Coach Joe was a tennis player. Like, he would, when he was playing tennis, he'd just be like, yes, sir,
swing
hit that ball. So anyway, Coach Joe was my crush forever. I'm sure everyone who was in LCVR looked at him and was like, yeah. So there was tennis.
Ofisi started early.
Go away. There was tennis. There was basketball. There was, I said, swimming.
Yeah.
And then there was the music, the art, the acting, drama club. I've always been in art class from forever.
Yeah.
Hence the fashion designer in me. I've always been, since high school now, I've always acted in every talent show. I was always acting. Hence my passion in acting. We had the best relationships with teachers. Like, our teachers are so fun. You didn't tell their teachers. Like, they are so fun. Oh my god. Anyway, you go, guys. If you got Form 1, Form 2, Form 3, Form 4. In fact, we should start at Form 4 next time. Because that's when things get real. Things get really real.
Emotionally.
Actually, Form 3. Hey, now I start dating for real. These other things were just
Puppies.
My eyes being open, the scales falling out of my eyes. Form 3. Yep.
Yeah, it's a very
Stay
important
tuned,
step.
stay tuned, stay tuned. What was going on with my parents at this time?
I don't know.
Nothing, they're just good people. Yeah, of course, my mom was still beating us. She'd still have those rules. As long as you're under my roof. Yeah, when she puts that card on you, you're just like, I can't wait to move out. My mom pulled that card, everything. As long as you're under my roof, as long as you're under my roof. It's my house, as long as you're under my roof. I was just like, hey, this roof of yours, we're tired. You're the only one in the room with a roof in this house.
We relate to that. And I cannot wait to also say, as long
by the way, my kids will.
Under my
As
roof.
long as you're under my roof.
You will sweep everything.
Every corner.
Every corner. Mop the ceiling, please. Pick a duster.
My dad on the other side, my dad is just a cool guy. Like he just lives his life. Like you do you. Like he's just So you're happy, so you're healthy. What more do you want?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, and my dad used to take me on dates, by the way. Like healthy dates. He used to
nice.
walk me through it and like, I don't want a guy taking you for dates and you feel like now you owe him anything. Yeah, like it shouldn't be a big deal. But I buy this food every day, so. And he take me to the expensive ones for that same reason. He's like, if a guy cannot take you to these standards, he's not worthy of your time. Let me tell you, my dad is the reason I'm like this, okay? My dad is the reason I'm like this. He would buy me perfumes.
Not perfume, perfumes. Perfume.
When he travels, of course my mom would get all the gifts because that's his wife. We understand. But trust and believe, his daughter would receive nice clothes. I'd get
you guys
2 perfumes or so. I'd get some jewelry. I'd get, you know, I was spoiled. I'm not gonna lie.
You understand, when I saw Nessy, I just stuck to my line. I was like,
but you see,
I didn't
you worked hard to get to that position. That is what you appreciate.
Either way, I was going to work hard. Me, I was born a hard worker. That's the real truth. Yes, I was always born a hard worker. But now it just so happened. Anyway, we digress.
We digress. Come back for what happened after that level.
Alright guys, thank you very much for keeping in touch. This is going to get deeper.
Yeah, as you can see, we
are almost there because now you've finished secondary. I'm going to finish. Almost finishing secondary. Me, I'll finish my secondary because I'm just going straight. You know. Then after that, campus and above. When you're talking about life,
and then we'll wrap it up with now the lessons. I know we've already started touching on them a little bit.
Yes. But
we'll touch on the big things that need to be addressed.
The real issues.
And how it affected our marriage. Because that's the goal of this whole story. We're not just telling you stories for entertainment. No.
There's a message coming out.
But there's a goal to it.
Yes.
So stay tuned because you will learn a lot. And there are things that you can avoid if you stick with our story. And there are things that you learn. And also as there are things that you will teach us because it's not like we know everything whatsoever. We're still learning anyway. Comment section is your friend. Talk to us. Let's get to know each other. We really appreciate you guys. Thank you for always coming back every week. Thank you for subscribing. My shout out to you. We will see you next week. Same time, same place. Keep it locked. I'm doing way more.